Hi everyone, hope you're having a wonderful day. It's beautiful outside. I love the weather. It is great, a little breezy, very nice, sun is out. I cannot handle wind, cold, nothing. If I was going skiing, yes, bring it on. I love to ski. I'm out there. It's my jam. It's my peace. I love it. But living in the winter and the cold and all this stuff, like, no. I pay high taxes. I want the weather in California because everything else is shit but the weather. So, yay, I'm very happy today. So, I'm about 9 weeks in to the digital withdrawal with my kid from the iPad. In my previous video, I was talking about how like really bad it is, and it gets me choked up because it's so hard. He doesn't have the cognitive ability to understand like this is so important. This is so beneficial for him. So it's sad, but I have to say there's way more positive days and good days than there are bad days, but the bad days are bad. So more holes in our walls, and yeah, like my poor patio door, it's gonna have to be replaced soon, but we can't do anything now because, we have to wait it out and make sure that we're in a good place before we start fixing up the house again, because who wants to like have it thrashed over and over again? It's like crazy. I can't even explain the chaos that is almost normal in our house. Autism is horrible, 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 horrible. If anybody is like, oh, I'm so, I love that my kid has autism, they overcome so much shit and blah, blah, blah. Like, F them. I cannot. I mean, autism is just the worst thing that happens to a family. It is the death of a child, literally, because all your hopes and dreams of what your child was going to be and aspire to be, and what your family was going to be and aspire to be as a whole, is done. It is dead on arrival. It is dead, dead, dead. You have to acclimate yourself to a new sense of normal, which is not normal. Most of the things that goes on in family's life is super dysfunctional, but it's not harmful dysfunctional. Like there's like not the abuse or anything like that dysfunctional. It's just the behaviors that come with raising with someone with autism. Like, for instance, my son, he could be up 24 to 48 hours, and that's very difficult when everybody has jobs and school and papers and tests and all this stuff going on in their life that they have to do. But if you don't get sleep, it incapacitates you. How do you function? So when I talk about the dysfunction, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Also the meltdowns and the behaviors and stuff like that, it's just, you almost form like a mild form of PTSD because you never know how they're going to respond to a situation, a command, an environment. Are they going to be like happy-go-lucky and go with the flow? Or are they going to lose their shit and then like all hell breaks out and you gotta like restrain them from hurting themselves, from hurting others? I mean, it's just like a total shit show. So if anybody is romanticizing having autism and like, oh my God, I'm so proud my kid has it, they're full of shit. They're full of shit. It is awful. I would never wish this on my worst enemy. I would never wish this on someone's child, someone's family to go through. It is just horrible. And so a lot of people always ask me like, how are you like so, have such a great mindset? How are you so like nice and friendly? Sometimes I'm not friendly, you know that. But people ask me like, you're always smiling, you're always so cheerful. Like, how do you not let it get to you? Well, first and foremost, it did take a toll on me. I felt like the weight was on my shoulders of like having these special needs kids. And then I have a typical kid and trying to make sure he had a great life where he wasn't traumatized and he didn't lose out on life just because he had two brothers with autism. And then I had to make sure the two kids with autism were leading great, happy lives as well. So it was always like juggling these plates around, trying to make sure nothing fell, and then trying to keep myself sane. So I did see a therapist for about 5 years, a marriage and family therapist, not a psychiatrist, because I feel like psychiatrists are in the business of like prescribing you drugs and making you numb to the world. I don't think, and this is my opinion, I don't feel like they're trying to get to the root cause. I feel like they're trying to numb you, and that's where they make a lot of their money. Besides like the sessions, all the meds that they're prescribing for you for Big Pharma, it's just like effing with your brain. So I did see a marriage and family therapist because I did want to get to the root cause of like my anxiety, my stress, depression, absolutely 100% depression. And I wanted to have that outside third party objective, to tell me like, Christy, you're totally wrong. Like, how could you do this? And what's your mindset on this? And blah, blah, blah. Or be like, I want to affirm that, you did do the right thing. In doing this was like a way positive, create a positive situation for you. And so it was great. And I did it for 5 years. And then I felt like I had the self-confidence back. I felt like I had a better outlook. And I was definitely like a way stronger person to deal with all the stuff, You have to deal with like family, because family has zero idea what it's like to have special needs kids. Some family don't want to even get involved. They don't want to help you. They're just, it's like nothing. And then, they're upset when you don't come over for Christmas and Thanksgiving. And you're like, dude, my life is so chaotic. Like, I cannot handle this other situation. I just need some peace and quiet. We're going to stay home. And then, family is just, I can't even tell you what a joke family is, really. I facilitate a support group for parents of special needs children, and this is like a running theme. Like, family does not understand our situation, nor do they want to, nor do they want to assist us. I remember asking both sets of grandparents, like, hey, can you watch the kids while, my husband and I go away for, like a 3-day weekend, Las Vegas or Palm Springs, just to refresh, re-energize. Like, wouldn't you want us to succeed in our marriage and as a family? And like both sets, like, would turn us down. I mean, it was just, I was like, okay, fine. We're totally good. We got where you stand and like how our family is a priority to you. And so we're totally good. Have no animosity, fine, whatever. But, now that the kids are getting older and stuff like that, and we're not spending time with them, they're getting kind of upset. And I'm like, it's your own fault. There was no support. There was no, like, assistance, nothing for our families. So I think with therapy, I found my strength to say no to people, to really set like boundaries of like what I could and could not do. And like really be set on saying no to people and like loving it. I mean, saying no to things is the best thing in the world. So saying no to things too, like, people are like, how are you doing this and this and this? It's hard, first and foremost, like my faith. I cannot say, like, I could never do this journey without my faith. I am a devout Catholic. I go to church. My children are confirmed. I'm confirmed. I got married in the church. I go to church every Sunday. Of course, if I don't have babysitting or we're sick, of course, but definitely go to church every Sunday. And am I a perfect Catholic? Oh my God, no way. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who's like, I'm very outspoken. I'm very combative. I curse. I'm totally not perfect. But what I do have is a strong faith that I am walking with Christ and He is walking with me, and that this too shall pass. There's nothing that could stop me. There's nothing that could damage anything in my life as long as I have faith in him. So that's first and foremost. Second, I think it was definitely love and support from, you know, my husband, my typical son, just like, Mom, you know, Christy, you got this. You know, that is just paramount. And then also doing therapy to help me, like, give me the sense of self-confidence to like go and lose weight too. You know, I never thought I could lose weight. You know, I was always a big chunky girl. You know, I still have the Puerto Rican hips and thighs. You know, I don't know if it's ever gonna go away, but you know, I lost 50 pounds. I'm still able to say like, I don't have it. And I'm doing Pilates 6 days a week. I did about 18 classes in 2 weeks. Yes. And so I'm building muscle. So that was like a little weird to see the scale go up because of the muscle. But you know, I called out my friend, Joan, and I was like, Joan, it was like freaking me out. She's like, don't worry, it's muscle. Muscle always like, you know, it's gonna make the scale go up. So I feel, okay, I feel good. I just want to make sure I'm not like messing myself up. I don't want to buy any new clothes. I love the clothes that I got. I like being in my 4-6 range and everything's good. But I do love like seeing definition in my stomach. I work very, very hard, and I'm not shy about showing it off either. I worked really hard. I did get a tummy tuck in 2021, and that's only because I've had 5, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 C-sections. So if you've never had a C-section, it's horrendous. The first one knocks you on your butt, and it is the worst pain ever. It's worse than childbirth pain. So you got the childbirth pain, and then you have the C-section pain, and it just lingers, and it's just horrible. And so what it does is they cut your stomach right here, so you have these dead muscles, and each time you get pregnant and then you lose the weight, you get this like overhang belly. So I had this overhang belly, which I absolutely just could not stand whatsoever. And then on top of losing weight, the belly just like drooped even further down. So I had this like, you know, it would go all the way down. It was so gross. I'd have to lift it up. I was getting rashes from sweating. I hated going to the doctor to say like, hey, can I get like more cream down there? Because I'm getting all these rashes from sweating and working out. And finally, I was just like, you know what? I just want a tummy tuck to get rid of that. And it was the best thing. I absolutely love it. No more rashes, and I feel way more confident. So doing self-care stuff like that really helps me go through the day. So I really feel that you have to work on yourself in order to successfully conquer all the stuff that is thrown at you in life. I mean, it is what you make of it. It is your mindset. So if you're gonna be like, woe is me, I have 2 kids with autism, I'm so sad, I'm gonna eat all these cookies and try to make myself feel better, that's like such a losing battle. It's such a victim mentality, and you're never gonna win, and all you're gonna do is make yourself sick. You're gonna die early. I mean, you're gonna have a ton of medical problems. Is that what it, or what you do is you could like write yourself, get your self-care in order, get yourself mentally, see a marriage and family therapist, physically start losing the weight, and then like when all this stressful stuff in your family life, personal life, work life gets thrown at you, you have the mindset to conquer and come out of everything so successfully, so confidently, and unscathed. You know, I know someone who just went to a psychiatrist and is so like numb and dead, and I was like, what is going on? And she was talking about all her traumas and all this, and I'm like, we all have trauma in our life. We all have trauma in our life, but it's how we deal with it that makes us successful or not in life. So if you're gonna numb yourself with drugs and never get to the root cause of trying to overcome it, I mean, that's the thing. You're trying to overcome it or at least make peace with it so that you can lead a normal life and it doesn't define you. I see so many victims walking around, and I don't know, sometimes I feel really sad because, I talk to, parents of special nature, and my heart breaks because I know exactly what they're going through. And then it's sad because I have to tell them, like, hey, uh, this, you cannot let this kill you because you have so many people depending on you. Your child is depending on you to be their advocate for like ever. So you have to work on yourself, and this could be temporary. So for me, I made it temporary. I did not make it my life, my signature, my outfit that I wear every day. I knew I had to break this. And so that's why I try to implore people when people ask me, like, how do you do this? And don't you care when someone, like, talks bad about you? No, I don't really care when someone says anything about me. First of all, keyboard warriors, I don't really care. They don't pay my mortgage. They don't come and babysit my kids. They don't do anything for me. They're just cowards behind words, and they have zero effect on my life and my happiness and my marriage, my kids, and me living the good life. And so, but it's hard work to get to that place. But as soon as you take the first step, everything falls in place. The world is beautiful. You got to step outside. You got to step outside your comfort zone. And so I hope that message helps you guys, because I know everybody's just like in a funk. I feel like everybody's just like angry or something. And everybody's, what's wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. Even my husband's like, you're too happy. It's annoying. It's too happy. I feel like you can never be too happy in this world. You need it. But anyways, that's my 2 cents. I try to keep these videos short, but I can't. I think it's because I'm in this house with these kids and there's no adults to talk to. All right. I send you all my love, everything. I hope that helps you out. I hope someone's watching this and goes, Christy's totally right. I need to get off this couch. I need to stop eating the shit that's making me sicker. And I need to do something for myself. And so, all right. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have a fabulous day. And thank you for all your support. I truly appreciate it. Bye.